tapping right into it. I'm skipping right to it. No talk before. Let's go. Let's get into
Top
it.
75 player of all time, top 10 scoring, 11th in assists. So now you're 16th. It feels like it's kind of becoming more common in the NBA now where superstar players have moved around. Why do you think that's become kind of more the norm as opposed to guys who stick in one city and one team for their entire career?
I mean, at the end of the day, we all look at it. I mean, it is basketball, and the whole quote unquote loyalty thing is, I think it's overrated. I think this is a business at the end of the day, and it's a lot of money involved, and a lot of decisions that has to be made. You know what I mean? So, you know, like if a player isn't producing, or if you don't see him in the future, or front office, some of them have to do like a job and want to keep their job. So they gotta feel like they got to do what's best for to keep their job, and they trade players. Or if a guy isn't happy and he wants to be traded to somewhere else, then it's a problem. It's just so many different dynamics that go into it. This is a business at the end of the day. So like, not even just the NBA, but like people that have normal jobs have those same problems. It's just not magnified. You know what I mean? So for me, it's always about like I don't lose focus of trying to compete for a championship, and then financially, making sure that my family is
And that's first. Financially is first. First and foremost. Financially is first and foremost. We have families to feed, all that goods.
is taken care of. You know what I mean? Because I'm very smart, and I've sacrificed a lot. Financially, like, which they don't get credit. I don't get credit. It don't get talked about, but I'm fulfilled and I'm happy with it. But like winning a championship, or at least having a chance to, and then financially getting paid for me being available and playing at the highest level for so long. So to answer your question, this is a business at the end of the day. So I feel like players should ultimately do what's best for them, and front office does what's best for them and their owner and their organization. So
And one thing I don't think James Harden gets enough credit for, I think the image of James Harden, in my opinion, has gone up a lot. Like, obviously, Houston, he was on the whole, you can say he was unethical hoops. Everybody says that, whatever, okay, fine. Then he wants out, goes to the Nets. Okay, that doesn't really work out. But after the Nets, I think his production in Philly, what he did for the Clippers. So this last maybe 4 years in his career, now he's going to the Cavs. At this time, they're 3-0. I think we're starting to really be able to appreciate James Harden. Now, why do I say this? And I will get to what, really the breakdown of loyalty being overrated, especially from my opinion as a professional basketball player. But this James Harden evolution, I think a few things. We've been able to see James Harden in more than one position, right? When we saw him with the Rockets, it was obviously a decently long stretch, but we only saw him in one way, right? He goes to Brooklyn, doesn't work out. Then he ends up in Philly, right? And we see him try to work with Embiid. We see Embiid having a lot of injuries. I remember Harden, I think, had 41 against the Celtics, end up beating the Celtics in that game, a big game, maybe at 41, 49. But neither here nor there, it was him, and he wanted to sacrifice, but Embiid wasn't there. So Harden was back to Harden. So we got to see him in a different look. Then with the Clippers, he fits in with that group, you know what I'm saying? And then this season, Kawhi's out a little early. And what does Harden do? What he said he was. He said he is the program. Harden said, I'm the program. Things run through me. I don't really need to adjust to anybody. And he showed that, right? And everybody who plays with Harden, any big, has career years. Zubats, you know what I'm saying? Allen's going to have a career year, especially, linking back up with them in these 3 games has already been good. And B was doing well, and B ain't been the same since he left. I know injuries and stuff like that. But Harden, I really do rock with him now. I remember I used to be a little bit of a hater, but I do rock with him. And then the second thing is I do see him as a winner. And maybe not a winner in the fact of like Derek White, but I appreciate Harden because he's always out there. He's always trying to hoop. He stays at a high level of basketball play. And James Harden really doing his thing, man. So going to NBA being a business, professional basketball being a business, right? The NBA is a business, but I think overseas basketball players, where I'm at, we also experience even more of a business, right? Some of these guys got 5-year deals, 4-year deals. No, we all operate on 1-year deals. Okay, so the safety is not there, right? That's the biggest thing. And so when safety is not there, I think it makes everybody kind of go in their own shell, right? People can say, hey, you need to sacrifice for the team, or you need to do this and that. But at the end of the day, you have a 1-year deal. right? And like he said, the teams are going to do what the teams need to do. There's a guy literally in my league was at his team for 3 weeks, got picked up middle of the season, was there for 3 weeks, and he's already out of the team because he wasn't producing, right? And this is a high level league. Guys in this league are making 150,000, 200,000 euros. Okay, so it's good bread. People in the league are making good bread, and so it just shows that teams are willing to get rid of guys, and that is that. So as a player, you have to protect yourself, right? So what does protecting yourself mean? Protecting your body, not getting hurt, protecting your stats. You know what I'm saying? I've always said this: a team that wins the championship, a guy averaging maybe 5 and 4 in 18 minutes, is probably not going to move up to the next level. But you have guys on team 16 out of 16 who's averaging 18 points a night. He's going to get a call. His agent's going to get a call, right? So that's part of the game of balancing being a professional basketball player. Growing up in the United States, I remember in college, high school, it really felt like more of a sacrifice. Okay. We really wanted to sacrifice. Coaches really put into us to sacrifice for the team. Okay. And I'm not saying to win at high levels, NBA, overseas basketball, you can't sacrifice. But sometimes sacrificing does not get you where you need to be. And you will look at the person who did not sacrifice and they are up higher and in a place where you want to be. So that's really part of the game, man. I do agree. And like you said, the next thing, it is the same for everybody, right? People who are not NBA players, people who are not basketball players, people who are not athletes, real jobs. You're always looking for the next, you know what I'm saying? Can somebody pay me better? Can somebody compensate me better, right? How is, you know what I'm saying? If you're not performing, if you're not, whatever you're doing, sales, whatever you're doing, if you're not performing, you're going to be on a performance plan, right? They want to see certain numbers. They want to see certain indicators. And it's the same thing. They want to cut bait. They have to make money. They have to get their bottom line. So if you're not producing, you're out of there, right? It's just not in a public eye and things like that. But let me know what you think in the comments, man. Go ahead, tap in with me. Go ahead, subscribe. Is Harden tripping or is Harden really speaking that truth? And I'm going to catch you on the next one.